situation doesn't mean it's easy to see. But we will see it with you. We will see the good for all those involved. And we see it now. And by the way, you are part of this community.
I'm next.
You are next, Michael.
I tell you that I've just been run down for a while, and I just like a little help with that. I'm going to see a doctor this week, another doctor in another week and a half, and I hope to feeling better.
So, Michael, we are affirming with you right now. We are affirming your wholeness and your perfect expression of God. We also know that all those involved in this, supporting you, their minds are open and clear, and they know exactly what you need. And we celebrate that in advance with you. And we also know that you are amazing. And your consciousness and awareness aligns with your highest expression of health. And it's happening right now.
My
Yes?
sister is a drug dealer, and she's got access to any drug I might need. So what more can I hope for?
And God bless the drug dealers. Can also be known as Big Pharma. Just saying. So, oh, there we go.
So this or something better. About a year ago, I tried to head to Nepal, and I think I talked to this congregation about don't do anything stupid when I was not allowed to get on the plane because I didn't have a visa for a country I didn't know I needed one for, where I was not even leaving the airport. Anyway, so something better. I'm going back with 7 other people. It was going to be just me. I collected the last payment yesterday. The guide has been paid, and we are going to have a ball. The same trip, only with 7 people with me instead of me by myself. So,
we will miss you.
Woohoo, right? What? And I'm not going through India again. And you know what? Thank you for tying that in. It is this or something better, right? And I don't know about you guys, but, like I like to say, it's all good eventually, right? But it's the eventual that you struggle with, right? So we're celebrating, and a whole community. How fun is that? How cool is that? Yay! I say yay! And we know, Bruce, that community that you've put together, it's probably more than just the hike that is happening there, right? Yeah, so we see light in that. Yeah. Hello, dear.
Hi. I have 2 gratitudes this week. I, at the very last moment, was offered a position with Pine Forest Waldorf Charter School, part-time. So I will be working with them with speech in short blocks, but I will also be in the early childhood every week in the morning. And we started school this week, and they are so beautiful. All of the children that have come to us, I mean, it's just such a gift. And you can always tell the ones that will need a little bit more care, but I just am so thankful to have this opportunity and to see so much hope and beauty in all of these children. It's so wonderful. And my second gratitude is that I am very grateful to Penni and everyone else to give me the opportunity next week to do a short speech performance where I will share some things that I feel really moved by, and that I feel that this congregation and some others that I will be inviting can really connect on. And it's something that I love to give and share, and I have had all of you in mind as I've been working on it. So thank you.
Lucky us. That's next Sunday after Sunday celebration. Poetry and storytelling and healing, right? Did I see your hand up?
Well, I got to see my mom, my 93-year-old mother, and all my siblings, including a brother who came in from Oregon. My mom's doing great. She went and got all of us into water aerobics. There's a guy. There's a guy who has Parkinson's disease, and he hasn't walked on his own for a couple years. But when he's in the pool, he can walk. And he walked, and he walked, and he walked, and he walked, and he walked. And then later on, we had chair aerobics, where you sit in a chair and you do aerobics. He was there too. So my mother is continuing to spread the joy.
Isn't she amazing? I mean, right? Isn't that cool? Tell me again. How old? 93. Elizabeth. Yeah. I want to be Elizabeth when I grow up. I mean, anybody that can get Gary in the pool to do water aerobics, that is an amazing gal, don't you think? Gary, we celebrate that with you. Yeah, and thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Yes, Daniel.
Good morning. I do have a gratitude and a prayer request. I'm grateful to Michael for sending Michael Daddy jokes every morning. I look for that when I wake up, and I read them, and I chuckle. And sometimes I even have laughter so much it comes out of my tears. So thank you for that. I'm blessed to have you in my life. And my brother John, we prayed about him a couple months ago. He had open heart surgery. The recovery's going really well on that angle, but he has horrible symptoms from diabetes and some other conditions. And he crashed his hot rod in his garage, and he feels useless. I'd say he's an agnostic. I pray that he can find what we have, connection to the divine, and that he can bring back hope to his life, because he is literally running on his last cylinder as far as wanting to be alive even. So that's a little bit hard and a little bit, it's hard for the planet in reality. I mean, it wants the divine happiness for all, and us as family around him is really difficult to watch, and he doesn't ask for much help. So just please bring him into your prayers again. Thank you.
So, Daniel, in the asking, it is activated. In our knowing, all of us, in our knowing, it is already held as perfect. We rest in the knowing that John is one with divine mind. It doesn't mean he has to recognize it just yet. But collectively, we hold his higher expression of health. We hold with him and know with him the power of his thoughts. And we see him aligning now with peace and healing. And we see the same for you and your family around this. Yeah, and so it is. Michael's advertising Dad Joke of the Day over here, folks. You too can get it right here at Unity of Flagstaff. Yeah, they are great jokes. Sometimes I just have to shake my head. I told him one of these days I'm going to buy his mailing list. It's Miss Trina.
So, I want to say a gratitude. Well, first of all, continued prayers for my nephew Hunter. He's still in the hospital. He's stable, but they're still looking for the why. So I'm just seeing him in the light of health. And so that, and then the other thing I want to express gratitude for is I'm going through, I'm doing a lot of deep work right now. And I got this week, I'm going to cry. I got this week from a coworker. So last school year, she makes quilts, like little table runners. And they're beautiful. And every year she auctions them off. And I never win one. I put my name in every year. And so I told her that. I said, I keep putting my name in. One of these days I'm going to win. And she's like, you know the person who makes them, right? She's like, she said, tell me what you want, And this Wednesday she brought me one. Over the summer she made me one. And it is, so how it relates to this inner work I'm doing is one side is Christmas and the other side, which is up now, is flowers and like spring, but it also has all these beautiful affirmations of like gratitude and blessings and affirmations. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't ask her to do that, but it is so what I need. So it was like, I felt like it was God saying, I got you. I got you. This is hard for you and I know it, and I got you. So I get to sit and look at that on my kitchen table every morning and be reminded that God's got this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right? And you know what else? It's amazing what happens when we ask for what we want, isn't it? The power of that you're demonstrating in this, Trina. So whatever it is that we walk through, if we can remember, we just never get what we don't ask for. That's the good news and the bad news, by the way. And when you say, but I didn't ask her to do that, apparently you did. That's the power of you. Yeah. I know. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, Miss Donna.
I just wanted to say that I'm grateful for this community. Thank you for your prayers. It's been amazing. Things are getting better. So the other thing I wanted to give you an update on is my sister, who had the horrible lesion on her foot and looking at amputation, went to the doctor this week, and it is completely closed. She has 2 more weeks of antibiotics, and we're there.
And that's it. We are there. We're already there to the healing, to the wholeness, to the perfection. We're already there. And thanks for coming back and reporting to us and letting us know that demonstration. Because it just works. That's it. That's it. And in the asking, it is done. And we are grateful that things get better for you all the time, Donna. Yeah. We celebrate that with you. Yeah. Don't we? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. All right, Miss Marcia.
Something that's been percolating in my mind as people have been talking. When people say, oh, the prayer team is great, I say, I'm not praying that my prayers heal you. I am praying that you know your own abilities in this area and that you know what's already there.
And so it is. We keep this up, I won't have to give a talk today. That's probably not real. How are we feeling? Are we complete with this part? All right. All right. Elaine, take it away.
We are grateful for the power of prayer and the good news that we've heard, and we know with you that God, the universe, spirit, or whatever name you might use, knows all the details. And so we let it be. And I'm always thinking this is the best place to pray. Now we will together say unity principle number 3. And you'll go with me on this. Thoughts have creative power
to
determine
determine events and attract experiences. And the short version, thoughts are things.
Well, we'll hope this is inspirational. I always wonder whether what inspires one inspires everyone. But
Welcome to my world.
Yes. So long ago, finding the unity way of life in the 80s for me was very special, and I considered myself kind of an elementary school student, and I learned a lot, still am. Later, adding the ideas from A Course in Miracles, it was kind of like being in high school. And then adding Journey and Destiny of Souls was another college seminar. And it just seemed hard to imagine I could find yet another spiritual teaching. Then I discovered the work of a Hawaiian clinical psychologist who earned a PhD from the University of Iowa. He later returned to Hawaii to work in a state hospital for the criminally insane. And that was the term we used for persons with mental illness who had committed serious crimes and could not be kept in jails. Instead of using the traditional psychological approaches, such as seeing the patients, he applied a Hawaiian healing process called Ho'oponopono. I'm attempting to do the nearly impossible by summarizing this healing practice in a few minutes. So without any private consultations with any patient, Dr. Halakalea Hulen healed an entire psychiatric ward of violent, mentally ill patients who had committed crimes, and these were lifelong sentences. This astounded me, since I had worked in a similar hospital in Indiana and 4 other psychiatric hospitals before I retired. So my understanding of what he did is that it increases our awareness of the divinity in others and ourselves, just like we do here during our prayer time. Nothing, and this is hard, nothing is outside of us. So when Dr. Hugh Lin encounters a person with a problem, he believes the problem is also within himself. And he uses the following, saying to the divine over and over again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And he calls this cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. And he practices this in every aspect of his own life. So his hospitalized patients were healed without his ever seeing a patient. And to me, that was amazing. Instead, he would read the chart, believe the patient and the problem were also in him, and use those 4 lines. Violence on the unit diminished, patients recovered, most were discharged in 2 to 3 years, and 2 or 3 were transferred to other less restrictive hospital units. Staff were also transformed, and the unit was eventually closed. I find this so inspiring. My challenge, and possibly yours, is to accept that a problem I see in you or anyone is also in me. We're all connected. So I'm embarking on this as a new inspiration for my life. So in closing, if you feel comfortable, take a deep breath and think of something or someone you'd like to practice this with, and use love to heal. And let us say together, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you. Let's,
How about that? Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. So if we could get the lights, Matt, you'll do a little noodling on the guitar there for a minute. Take a deep breath. We've heard a lot of things, Elaine. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. Good place to start, isn't it? Yeah. So take that in for a moment. Do you remember what age you enjoyed being? What was the age you enjoyed most? Right now. That's what Alan says. I love that. So take a deep breath, and I just want you to see yourself right there. And gently enfold this amazing being in light. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We take that moment of solace and connection, and we pull it deeply through our hearts. We feel the cleaning, the cleaning, the cleaning. And just for a moment, we embrace that sense of perfection. And we take a deep breath. And we rest. And let's be there for a moment in the silence. And again, we feel those words permeating our souls. I love you. And we feel the power of that extending out beyond ourselves. We hear all the prayer requests and the concerns, and we see them wrapped in that I love you. And the love and the light enfolds the concerns that we carry. And it moves out to be transformed, that it might serve to bless those across the planet. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. And we take a deep breath. And we see that touching the hearts of those in places and situations. And it is with our love that we infuse hope. And from the depth of who we are, we affirm God is right there. I love you. And we celebrate the healing. We are filled with joy by the connection and the knowing of our oneness. We say thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
There's a clock on the wall doing what it does, and it ain't slowing down, it ain't giving up. It don't discriminate, no, treats us all the same, and the only guarantee is everything will change. So do what you do and get better, better, better every day. It's a choice that you make. Do what you do and get better, better, better every day. When you give your love away, it gets better every day. There's a voice in our heads talking all the time, telling us to dream, it's telling us to shine, and living day to day. Life can test your faith, but if you believe in yourself, this world's a better place. So do what you do and get better, better, better every day. You give your love away. You choose what you choose and get better, better, better every day. It's a choice that you make to get better every day. It's not what you did the last time around. If you're standing still, you're losing ground. So do what you do, get better, better, better every day. When you give your love away, do what you do, get better, better, better every day. 'Cause it's a choice that we make to get better every day.
Yep, you were right. That was the one. Matt Devlin.
Thank you.
And today's music is sponsored by Gary Robbins Family Law.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, boy. So there's a teacher, and they're really struggling. They're setting up their room. Any teachers in the room that have done something like that before, right? And they can't find the big scissors, and they can't find the non-pointy scissors, and they can't find the crayons, and they can't find the color, and they can't find the iPad, and they can't. So the teacher looks up, and this little student is standing there. And she looks at the student, and she says, I think I'm losing my marbles. And the little one looks back, and she says, well, you might have left them at my house. We have marbles. Anybody ever lose your marbles? No, that's a different Sunday that we talk about that, right? I realized several years ago that most of the people that were really I was closest to, they were all school teachers. Some of my favorite people, school teachers. People that made probably the biggest impact in my life other than my grandma. Mrs. Barney, and that was before the dinosaur. My 4th grade teacher. I'm standing in front of the classroom. I've got my little tights on and my little skirt, and I decided that my blouse needed to be pulled down, so I just hiked my skirt up over my head, and I start pulling on my blouse. She says, Penny, I think there's a more appropriate time to do that than here in front of the class. You know, I've never forgotten that, and you know, I've never done that here. So she she made an impression. She's also the lady that said if anybody enters a speech contest and places, I will take you to my home for lunch. You know, that was a big deal to go to your teachers. Do you know teachers eat? I can remember seeing one in the grocery store when you're little and you think, what? And I won. She said, what's your favorite food? 4th grade teacher she is. You know, they make so much money. And we had 30 minutes maybe. And I said, lobster. You never get what you don't ask for. She made a Jell-O mold the shape of a lobster with shredded up carrots and orange Jell-O. Boy, I wish I could find her. You know, Mrs. Barney, if you're out there listening, I'd love to connect with you. You made a difference in my life. Right? If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves, Thomas Edison says. We would astound ourselves. And I'll tell you, those people that I am closest to now, they're all still teachers and students. Now, they may not have hall duty, but they are teachers. And I am surrounded. Now take this in, because it includes every one of you. I am surrounded by brilliance. The world stands at the ready for you to open the way to this classroom that we call life. It's loaded with opportunity. Some we like and some we don't. But it's loaded with opportunity, this classroom that we call life. Swimmer Katie Ledecky, you know, those Olympics, just a moment. Can you take in that much amazingness? Those people are amazing. I've watched those little gymnasts and I think that's not humanly possible. And they do it anyway. But swimmer Katie Ledecky said this after a race. As she stood up on the podium, she turned to her rival and she said, "Thanks for making me better. Thanks for making me better." I used to tell my kids, you know, sometimes people are afraid to learn things because somewhere in the messages that they got, they heard that if we do it differently, that means we've been doing it wrong. Have you ever had that experience in your life? You're so invested in knowing that this is the right thing. This is the right to do next. That you cannot soften your heart and open your mind enough to maybe learn the next best thing. Every challenge that steps up in your lane is an opportunity to be better. It just is. Some days I get it, and some days I don't. I just don't run 100% on that. But that's okay. It gives me talk fodder for Sunday. This life that is a classroom. It's a classroom, all right. And I used to tell my kids, you know, those things that we call mistakes, those things that we think we don't quite get right, you never have to make another one of those, not one. Oh, their little ears would perk up. You don't have to make another mistake the rest of your life if you are willing to learn from it. Because now it becomes a lesson. It's not a mistake. It's compost. It'll grow you. You don't have to make another mistake in your life. Whoa, breathe that in for a moment. Woo! I'm not going to make another mistake the rest of my life. I hope that doesn't mean that today is it. Right? I'm just hoping. Because everything that pops in your lane is going to give you the opportunity to learn. Now, I know. I hear people, you know, I've learned that I know, and I I know that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Not that I would ever do that. I know. And you realize they haven't come back from summer vacation because they're just not in the classroom anymore, are they? Anybody? You don't have to raise your hand. Anybody ever do that in your life? I know. Maybe I didn't know. And I would remind my kids also this, that all this learning that we do, you know, the teachers, it looks like it's reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? That's what we're learning. But that's not what we're learning at all. What those teachers and what the teachers in your life today are showing you is that you have the capacity to learn. Now, I can't stand here and recite my multiplication tables, I will guarantee you, because I have a calculator. I have evolved. Right? But the point is this. I remember that I did learn how to do my multiplication tables one point in my life. I didn't always know how to do those. And so the message that I actually got was, oh, I have the ability to learn something new. Right? That's what we're being taught. Whatever you think the lesson is that you're going through right now, step back. Step back. Because it's not about the multiplication table. It's not about the fear. It's not about what's not going to get done. It's not about what is unfair or unjust. It's probably not about that. Step back and allow yourself to know that what you're taking in is the next way to be a higher and greater expression of yourself. Doesn't matter what it is that you're standing in. This is the place that you get reminded that you have the capacity to learn. That's right. I remember I learned how to read once. Boy, I'm grateful for that one. Do you know that there are at least 10 different functions that are happening in the brain when a child is learning to read? Have you ever seen one of them get the word right? When they say R-E-D, read. Yes, you got it. You see it. You know it. You have the capacity to learn to read, go forward. And it's exactly what the universe says to us as it models its infinite ability to assimilate, to support. It's exactly what the universe is modeling for us. It's that. Greatest teacher ever, don't you think? And interestingly enough, as I said before, the lesson probably isn't what you think it is. I wrote this in 2011. Nothing is as it appears, and everything is as it should be. Spirit is right here. And when I can let go of what I think that lesson is supposed to be about, or even, do that like the pundits, we're going to analyze it now. Now we're going to take that lesson apart. Now we're going to say what we could have learned. Now we're going to say what we should have learned. Now we're going to, shut up. Just shut up, Penni. Just shut up. Stop doing that. The lesson that you think that you're getting may not be that one. Let the universe support you. Life is a classroom. Show up. Have your pencils ready, and your calculator, and your iPad, and everything else that comes with that. Ours is to stand at the ready and remember that we have the capacity to learn. And Anna Anisenin says this: we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. So what lesson is it you're seeking in something? What do you want to see in this? And how deeply do you want to learn this? And this is what I can tell you. In construction, we used to build, they called them towers. I called them really tall buildings with a lot of rooms. We built towers. And you've heard me say this before. The engineering that has to go into a project like that is not about how tall the building's going to be. It's about how deep we have to go in order to make it that tall. How deep are you willing to go to lift your consciousness to a new level? How deep are you willing to look and experience and be in this classroom so that your consciousness can be lifted? It will only go as high as you go deep. In fact, I have this really cool quote. I'm going to share this with you. Now, you're probably going to want to write this down at some point. You can only go as high in consciousness as you are willing to go deep in your understanding. Reverend Penni Honey, former construction manager. You can only go as high in your consciousness as you are willing to go deep in your understanding. Life is a classroom. Show up. Let's get real. Let's get right. As Matt reminded us, push our fears to the side. Let's get real. Let's get right and recognize our own light. Pretty good advice, don't you think? And to approach whatever it is that's in front of you with a beginner's mind. Zen Buddhism calls it Shoshin. It's a concept that refers to approaching something with an open and curious attitude, as if you're seeing it for the first time. Has anybody ever had to do forgiveness work more than once? Alan's got both hands up in the air back there. The beginner's mind, Agmandino says it this way: take the attitude of a student, never too big to ask questions and never know too much to learn something new. The beginner's mind is where you truly are looking at what is in front of you as if you've never seen it. Now, the cool thing about that is this. I had this really incredible teacher. Her name was Reverend Flo Dibley. Most of the books on those shelves over there came from Reverend Flo. When she left the planet, I was one of those fortunate people. And she used to draw this little thing. I'm going to show you here. Maybe I can do this. She used to draw this little ladder. Now, hers was not near as... Can you see it? Can you see it okay? Okay. So she used to draw this little ladder, and it looks a lot like a DNA thing, doesn't it? Now, I dressed it up with a little color. You know, I got to put a little scarf on it, right? Right? But what Flo would say is that as you're going up this ladder, right? As you're going up this ladder, oh, look, there's a little box of forgiveness right there, okay? All right, we'll stop and do that. We'll learn that. Okay. And then we keep evolving, and we keep moving up the ladder, right? And then Flo says, oh, look, there's another box of forgiveness. What the heck? I thought I'd done this. And what's interesting is that you will recognize some of the strands that are running through that forgiveness. It's something you may still have to work on. Darn it. But the interesting thing is that where you're at on the ladder now, you're coming from a different place. You are in a different level of consciousness. So that forgiveness work is going to take on a whole new face. You are learning. You are in the classroom of life. As you approach that new box of forgiveness or resentment or sadness or disappointment, name it, you got it, you have one. And you've had to do it more than once in your life. As you approach that box with a beginner's mind, you bring into that moment all the wisdom that you have gathered up to that moment. I don't mean drag up all the sad stories. I'm talking about picking the wisdom out of it and bringing it with you. And as you evolve up that ladder and you approach that issue again, you approach it from a different place of consciousness, and you are learning and we are evolving. Flo was so fun. Every class, she'd draw the ladder. And I think, oh, the ladder again. And then I started kind of laughing about that because that's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, here it comes again. Oh, here it comes again. And you will go as high in your consciousness as you are willing to go deep in your understanding. The work may appear the same, but it's different because you are. And then those are those great comeback stories in our evolution, aren't there? Man, you hear a lot of great comeback stories during the Olympics, don't you? Right? Simone Biles, who really, she withdrew from the games in Tokyo. And then what does she do? She ends up with all-around gold, making dramatic return. How about her partner, Sunsi Lee? Check this out. Did you know that kid came back from kidney disease? Did you know that? To win team gold and bronze and medals all around in the uneven bars. How about Walt Disney? He was fired from the newspaper because they said that he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. Here's Walt doing this, right? Yeah. And perhaps you know there isn't a gold medal at stake. Maybe it's what Miss Marilyn reminded me of when we had coffee this week. And I asked if I could share. She said, I'm 80 years old and I never joined a spiritual community or a church of any type. But I did last right here at Unity of Flagstaff. She said, tell me about learning. Alan, who said he wouldn't join anything for the sake of not joining it, he told me. He walked away with a little membership, too. It spans the gamut, doesn't it? Our ability to learn and keep learning in every layer of challenge has a thread that we will recognize. Our work is to gently tug on that thread to reveal the next learning opportunity. That's our work in the world. I love what Allison Gibson said. Oof, she's a diver. You guys see that? Made this perfect jump off the board, was folded in half, ready to head for the water, and her toes touched the end of the diving board. And it disqualified her. But that's not what the lesson was. It wasn't about tucking your toes in. It wasn't about stepping off the board further. Oh, those will make a difference in her performance. This was the lesson. Obviously, she said, today didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But I think you can learn and grow from every experience. And I truly hope, she said, that the next generation of athletes recognize that even in their worst moments, they can go on. That you can walk courageously. And she completed the rest of her 4 dives. She lost. At least that's what the medals say. but I know I was blessed in it. Try Everything is a song that Matt, who's the artist, Matt, on Try Everything?
Shakira.
Shakira. He brought this song to us. He's getting ready to do it for us here shortly. I won't give up, it says. No, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I want to try everything. I want to try even though I could fail. I want to try everything. I want to walk into that classroom of life every day, ready. Some days not so much ready, but to at least show up, right? And as Matt reminded us in that song, Better, there's a voice in our heads talking all the time, telling us to dream, telling us to shine. In living day to day, life can test your faith. When you believe in yourself, the world is a better place. Life is a classroom. Welcome back to school. Namaste.
So do we have any Disney fans out there? Any Disney? This is a Disney song. So there's a, Alan, if you'll switch forward, there's a slide that has a, oh, Penny's got it, one more forward. So the chorus of this, or actually, it's not actually the chorus, but it's a part of the song that goes, oh, 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 oh. Pretty hard. So, uh-oh. So if you guys could try with me, let's do that once, and we'll start the song. Oh, 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 oh. I messed up tonight, I lost another fight, I still mess up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down, I keep on hitting the ground, I get up now to see what is next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. And nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, then I'll start again. And I'm gonna try even though I could fail. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 try everything. Oh, 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 try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Look how far you've come. You filled your heart with love. Maybe you've done enough. Just take a breath. Don't beat yourself up. You don't have to run fast. Sometimes it comes last, but that's what it goes. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. I won't give it. Sorry, words come too fast for me. These darn kids. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. Wanna try everything. I'll try even though I might fail. Here you go. Oh, oh, oh. Try everything. Try everything. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. I'll keep on making those new mistakes. And I'll keep on making them every day. Those new mistakes. Here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Try everything.
Woo! And there you have it. See, aren't we glad Walt Disney didn't listen to that newspaper? Matt Devlin, we appreciate you. sponsor a Music Sunday. There you go. Opportunity out in the foyer. Thank you, Trina. No one has ever become poor by giving. That's what Anne Frank said. I'm going to say it again. No one has ever become poor by giving. So it's time for our celebration of abundance. Are we ready with those baskets? I also want to thank our YouTubers. Wave at the camera again. Thank you for being with us. We're getting quite a cool following out there. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And we appreciate those folks out there on YouTube. You can mail your gift in to us here at P.O. Box 1740 here in Flagstaff at 86002. Or, of course, you can always go online and give. We do appreciate that ongoing support. Bring those baskets down here and let's bless those babies. Take a deep breath, my friends. Try everything. Yeah. Ha ha. And we affirm, together we are abundance. We learn to express our generosity through our giving. We are blessed. Thank you. Go forward, my friends. A couple little things. I want to say thank you to all those that supported our community fundraising event at some Burros this week. Who got to be there this week? What, did you have fun? Did you have fun? We had fun, and it was cool, and we got to connect. And you know what my favorite part of the day was? Is that I made more than 10 introductions that day to people that have been in the room here. They've seen each other, but they didn't really have the chance to connect. And I also got to meet a lot of really cool people because you cool people brought people. So we are building community and raising a little funds in the process. So hee-haw, thank you for that. We'll be doing that again. We can thank our Party On group for that. Round of applause for that amazing group of people. Thank you. And speaking of the Party On folks who also bring you clean your closets. Or what was it Sandra said? Drop your drawers at Unity. There you go. And so we're still collecting clothes. And I was supposed to take a picture so you would have one to see how much we have collected. I didn't do that. I didn't get it done. But that's all right. I can do that tomorrow. What I can tell you is it's a lot. So we have a space next door. Thank you to our landlord that's letting us use the space for free. Round of applause for him. We have a closet back there, and it like goes from here to the end of that rug. So it's, I'd say it's at least 12 foot long, right? It's halfway full, and I would say that it is 3/4 of the way up to the top of the closet, which is probably 8 foot. Round of applause, right? Okay, so the reason that is important that you know that is because you're going to have the opportunity to do a little fun thing with that. Nope, not that. Okay. It's pounds, no, it's pennies for pounds. You can guess how many pounds of clothing that we're collecting, and you can buy a chance. 1 for $5, 3 for 10. Look at that, it's a fundraiser and a fundraiser. Aren't we amazing? Right? So next week I'll have pictures. There will be pictures. But the way you do it is you just see Selena out there at that table, and you buy a few chances, and you drop that guess in a bucket, and the person that is the closest will split the pot with the center. Do you understand what I mean by that? So the money we collect, we're going to cut it in half, and we're going to say, here, you're a winner. Now, some people, I'm just saying, some people just say, oh, let's just leave that with the church. You never get what you don't ask for. So come on down here. We appreciate you participating in that. And August 25th, we're going to have some free food, and we are looking for people that want to say, good morning. Can you say that with me? Good morning. You are all qualified to be greeters. And all the heavy work is being done now before you're getting here. You don't even have to be here till 10 o'clock. I don't know how much more I can do to make this deal worthwhile. But we're looking for greeters. My number one most fun thing to hear on a Sunday morning by somebody who had never been here before is this. Wow, you have a friendly group. Wow, I felt welcomed. Round of applause for our greeters. So I'm going to feed you. It's been a while since I had the opportunity to feed you. So I'm going to cook the main dish, and you guys are going to potluck in, and we're just going to have some fun. If you're a greeter, we really appreciate you being here. If you're interested in being a greeter, we really appreciate you being here. We really appreciate you being here. So here we go. All right, we're going to bless these gifts. I would like for you to stand for us to do this. I'm not sure why today, but let's do that. Deep breath. I want you to feel the gratitude that we have as a community for the ongoing forward motion and support of who we are, of the work that is ours to do in the world. We feel that gratitude. And together we affirm, thank you for these gifts. We are grateful. Unity of Flagstaff expresses its abundance through your generosity. We are abundant, and so it is. And thank you to everyone that made this particular service possible. As we said last Sunday, we are no longer saying the prayer for protection. We are saying the prayer of protection because it already exists. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. You ready? And here we go. Wait. Okay, wait. Apparently we have an announcement.
I forgot to tell you, we're going to pick up all the trash on the interstate next Saturday at 9 o'clock. Be at the mobile station out there in Continental Country Club.
No, we'll only go half the way to Albuquerque. So there you go. Next Saturday, 9 o'clock. You look for the newsletter. Look on the website. It'll be on there. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you remembering to do that. And here we go. You know this little ditty. Here we are.
Don't worry
Thank you, Trina and
about
Matt.
a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds sitting at my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Last time. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Create an amazing, thank you, Trina. Create an amazing week, my friends. Thank you for being with us. It's our joy to have you here.